us shortly, but it is indeed a very exciting day. My name is Dr. Marla Koonin, and I am the Executive Dean for Strategy and Stakeholder Management here at the Da Vinci Institute. But today my position is as Program Director for your special occasion. So I always say that Da Vinci is a university, an institution of the world in terms of the fact that we have students from all over the world attending our institute. And one of the things that is really exciting for me is to always be able to try greet in different languages as I greet the graduates of the day. So this morning I will say Goeiemorgen, good morning, Dumelang, Sanibonani, Mangwanani, Marara, Goeiemorgen, and welcome. Yesterday I did a little bit of Portuguese and a bit of Spanish. But the purpose of it and why we do that is just to represent the inclusivity and the diversity of each of you, to respect the families that you come from, the backgrounds that you come from, and to embrace each and every one of you as a unique Da Vinci star in our galaxy. So before the academic procession comes in, I just wanted to give a couple of procedural things. So your incredible family, friends, faculty, and lecturers have all joined us online. Many of them don't have their cameras on. As we know, some of them might be sitting in their pajamas. So you will see all the names down the side, and they're already coming in there. So we welcome each and every one of you online. There's many of the executives of the Da Vinci Institute, the council of the Da Vinci Institute also joining. I see some of our executives up there, that's why I saw Hamarizan. And so what we do then is they will see exactly what you're seeing, so it will be as if they are sitting in your seats. So that is a nice part about it, that they will enjoy exactly the same as you. It is still COVID, as we know, and so I do ask that people just keep their masks on. But the graduates, when you come up to graduate, you are welcome to take your mask off for your photos, because the academic procession will have masks on the whole time except for me, but I won't be in your proximity in terms of shaking your hands and speaking, etc. I'll be keeping in this direction. And then you've got photographers here, so you are welcome to take photographs, videos, etc., but please just don't use flashes because it interferes with the way that the flashes have been set up. So you're going to have two photos taken. The first one, these funny marks on the floor are not social distancing. It's where you must stand to get the best shots of your photo. And then over there's your second shot when you get capped with your degree today. So what is also really important for me to just highlight is that what I've done for your graduation today is, I know you did many subjects to get here, many modules, but I do announce each of your research topics and look at your case studies and make a comment about each of them, but it makes the photographers really angry because instinctively you look at me and then they can't get their photo. So I will try to time it perfectly, but I feel it's important that everybody in the audience knows your unique contribution that you have made through your research at the Da Vinci Institute, and that is your return on investment to society. So those are just a few of the procedural things, and now is the exciting time that I ask you to please rise as the academic procession comes in. Be seated. So I'm now going to introduce to you our procession. As an institute of higher education, what we do have to do is we have to open this as, thanks Dr. Katamba, we have to open this as a formal gathering of the institute. So our highest academic decision-making body of the institute is an institute senate. And so sitting to my left here is Dr. Zingai Katsamba, who is a member of our Senate as one of our deans at the Da Vinci Institute. Sitting on the left of him, we've got our CEO and Executive Dean for Research and Institutional Partnerships, Professor Habia Klopper. Today, Prof. Klopper is representing the Da Vinci Institute Council. We also have on the far left Ms. Louise Fuller, who is our registrar of the Institute, and she is the person that makes all the legislative decisions. And then online, I'd also like to make mention of someone I think many of you know, and that's Solofelo Monyai from First National Bank, who's also joined us online to watch each of you graduate, and we thank FNB for their investment in students, not only yourselves, but multiple students over the years who've really been able to gain from this. So Solofelo, I'm not sure if you can, if your camera's on and we can just wave hello to you, but I just wanted to say thank you very much to you and what you do for education in this country. I think there are many people still joining, so perhaps Solofelo is still joining, but I will greet her again later. And so now it gives me great pleasure to call up Dr. Zingai Katsamba as the representative of Senate to legally and formally open this as a graduation ceremony of the Institute. Dr. Katsamba.
By the power vested in me as a member of the Da Vinci Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering for the Da Vinci Institute. Thank you so much.
So it is always an exciting time for me to be able to say welcome in a different way. And I found a quote by Ella Fitzgerald that says, "Don't just give up trying. Do what you really want to do. Where there's love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong." I purposefully chose this quote because of a few things. The first thing is about not giving up. Every single one of you sitting here today graduating, you did not give up. When there was darkness, when there were storms, you did not give up. And I'm purposefully using the word storms and darkness because I said to you earlier that you are now part of the Da Vinci galaxy. And what I'm saying in this regard is that we have a galaxy at Da Vinci that I will introduce to you later at the end of your graduation. And we say that as a student graduates from our institute, they become a shining star within our galaxy and build their own unique constellations. So I want you today to celebrate yourselves, your family that are here to support you, whether online or here, or those that couldn't join you. Many of us do this for other reasons. There's some of us who promised family members that have maybe passed on, and we know that this has been a terrible reality. And you're proud to be here for them today and to stand here today for them. So to all your loved ones that are here and those that are not, I say to you today, be proud of your achievements. Be proud of who you are, because you are an example of people that never, ever gave up. The second part was that I said something very specific in this quote about love and those aspects connected to love. And the reason for that, where I said here that it's about love and inspiration, and that is because this week at the doctoral graduation, we had two laureates. One was the young Professor Sabono Isaac Bari, who is only 9 years old, and I'm sure you've perhaps seen it in the media. He's our young laureate. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we've got the Honourable Dr. John Carney, who also accepted his Laureate Award, and he was born, as he said I can publicly disclose, in 1943. So it's that duality between being successful and achieving something on the one end and being hungry for that. But on the other end, it's about never forgetting the things that inspire you, the fact that the world is built from love. And the reason I say that is I made mention of your families and your loved ones. None of us would be who we are if we weren't raised from different people. And that doesn't matter who your people are, whether they're blood, whether they are there from connectivity. Those are the co-creators of your story and of your life. And that's why I say to you that love is really an important aspect. And the other thing around inspiration, this is connected to something really important. I think sadly, as adults, we lose that curiosity, that creativity. And when Professor Bari spoke, I mean, he is only 9 years old, he spoke about this whole thing that one of his issues around maths and science teaching and around maths and science in general is that people teach it as something to be feared. And he said that when he was a young child, I mean, I know he still is, but he's talking about when he was at Prof 2 years old. When he was 2 years old and he was sitting in his crib. His father was a security guard and was writing equations because his father was a math student. And his father was writing equations on the blackboard and his crib was there. And he said to him, it looked like art. And I thought about this a lot. And I think it's all about perception. I mean, many of us are taught to fear things like that. And so today I want to tell you that you must embrace this duality. We've got dualities everywhere. Some of them have created hate in the world, like race, where you have dark and light. And some of them have created love, where you have things like curiosity and love. And I want to say to you that we should embrace every experience as what we've had. I cannot stand here as a person that how I was raised and where I was raised and try and understand what it felt like to grow up on the streets of Garankuwa. So what I can do, though, is I can appreciate the inclusivity and the diversity of those amongst myself. And I can say that instead of judging people, I will rather embrace people, and that is all about inclusivity. It is not about a tick box exercise. Nothing bugs me more in the world than when people say, you know, I have this friend and they are this and that. Why do we need to label people? Why do we need to define people? Because if love is the ultimate thing, then actually it doesn't matter who sits alongside you, behind you, who marries into your family, who is part of your workforce. We would have so much a better world. And that's why, from the words of a 9-year-old who spoke about the fact that love is so critical, it's really made me reflect on that. And I'm saying that I do think that we lack love in the business spaces, in the world, and in all those areas. So I hope that you will take something we value at Da Vinci, and that is true inclusivity. Our inclusivity is not about a checkbox. It is about truly embracing true diversity in yourself and in others around you. And that's how I believe that we will co-create a world with better leadership and better people. So I say, let's rather have a leadership of love. Too often, unfortunately, it is people, oh, I like someone's tune. Too often it is unfortunately leaders that actually are the ones that are quite insecure about themselves. And insecure leaders often lead toxic workforces. So today, as you embark on this journey in front of you, I want to ask you something really important. And that is that you as leaders of our world, I want to say to you, have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. And when you do, it doesn't matter who sits around your cooperative circle and gives ideas. You will never, ever judge anybody if you have faith within yourself. And I say this because I know many leaders who are unable to take away that competitive nature that they have. So when somebody in lower ranks in the institution has brilliant ideas, they are often squashed because they do not want someone else to trump them. And so they call every card in the book. You're a woman, you're this, you're that, you're whatever you are. And I promise you this today, each and every one of you has the potential to be a leader of love. And I hope that that is what you embrace. And that is about inclusivity and true transformation of our workforces. Nothing to do with race, nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with anything, but to create a world of love. So that is my message to you. And now is the exciting part that we get to graduate each and every one of you. And I want to say that although COVID pushed us into having smaller graduations, not at the big auditoriums anymore, we have found that we love it. And the reason for that is because we get to celebrate with our students and they don't have to run across the stage so that the next student can go up. So please take your time when you come up, smile at your family, smile at the cameraman, take your moment in the galaxy today, because I promise you that I will still run the ceremony on time, even if you take your time today. Today is about you. So don't rush across here because I'll stop you if you do, okay? All right. So our guest speaker who has joined us online will also give an address today. But I will do that after your graduation because I know that that is the most exciting part of today for sure. No offense, Dr. Chitagu, who's joining us from Zimbabwe today. All right, so I'm going to now formally request Senate to allow me to confer your qualifications on you today. So I start off, you will see that I will tip my hat. So I'm going to say, Honourable Member of Senate, I request to you to confer the qualification Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management on the candidates I present to you today. Thank you. My permission has been granted, and so I am able to start graduating our students. I first want to once again, Solofelo, I think you've joined us, so to Solofelo Monyai from F&B, we thank F&B for investing in the students that are going to be presented to you today, and we thank F&B in general for the amount of students that you continually invest in. So, our first student that we're starting off today is, oh, sorry, academic procession, please rise. Our first student that I joined today on stage with is Trenton Reagan Booth. As Trenton stands before, so you greet and turn. I always say it's the hardest being the first one, so watch him and then you'll know. And now there in the middle, and there's your photo there, great. I want to make special mention that Trenton has received his qualification cum laude. Trenton's project title is Ineffective Employee Reward and Recognition Practices in the Operations Team at a South African Bank. I think, Trenton, this topic really is one that I think your key staff members will be very happy that you're looking at something like reward and recognition. But I think what few people actually understand is how a topic such as this is really a difficult topic, because unfortunately when you engage in a space as an employee with managers around things like ineffective reward and recognition, it can be quite a tough topic and quite a risky topic from a perspective of ethics, etc. So I congratulate you and I congratulate the entire Booth family on your courage and on your achievement, and getting it cum laude is remarkable. Congratulations. And it's always hardest being the first student, but now everybody else has seen, and so Mareka has joined. Congratulations. I always say when the F&B guys come, it's always this camaraderie that I absolutely love. So our next student that is going to be graduating today is Mareka Botha. Mareka's project title is Investigating the Most Effective Way to Communicate Between the Communication Team and the Bankers at First National Bank in the Premier Call Centre. Now, Mareka, my own PhD is in organizational communication, so I'm a bit biased, but what I will say is that communication, without doubt, shapes an organization and a society. And I have seen in my own studies over the years that effective communication, both to the external and internal stakeholders, can really shift a space. And I think it is critical that we learn communication, because unfortunately, most qualifications, especially in the area of business, do not have a focus on communication. So I applaud you for looking at something that I will say is definitely a critical area. And I think you can continue, I think many people do not focus on things like communication because they see it as a soft skill. It's not. It's a way to succeed. So to the entire Botha family today, I congratulate you and I hope you will celebrate on your remarkable achievement of getting your qualification. Mareka Botha. Our next student graduating today is Anneline Romano Chengen. Are you hiding there, Anneline? Anneline's project title is an explorative study on the effect of poor employee retention on the First National Bank branch network. Anneline, I want to say to you that people that know me, and I said this at the graduation yesterday, know that I feel very strongly about talent management, and that is part of retention. I think that too often we let our talent leave our country because we're not good at maintaining talent management. So I think this is a critical and key area, and especially in a sector like banking, where socioeconomically we cannot afford to lose talent in this area. So congratulations on a well-researched topic. You can see what I do at bedtime. I read your stuff, and it just inspires me. So maybe I should do another qualification. Prof. Klopper, can I enroll?
You can, right.
Thank you. So to the Chengen family, congratulations. May you celebrate with Anneline today. It's wonderful. Congratulations. Our next student who's going to be joining us on stage is Doreen Tsitsi Chiganga. I think I did your surname wrong. I'd like to repeat it. How do I pronounce it? Oh, so I did it correctly. Okay. So I would like to say again, Doreen Tsitsi Chinganga. Congratulations. I don't like to get names wrong. So Doreen's project title was The Impact of a Lack of Documented Processes and the Use of Informal Procedures within the Exchange Control Department, which is EXCON, in a South African bank. I cannot even say that I understood the topic before I read it. However, what I will say is I definitely think that after I read it, that processes and procedures are something that is critical, and particularly in a space like banking where you're dealing with very personal information. I think people have a lot of mistrust towards it, and I think the fact that you looked at documented processes that most people would say, oh, it's a bit boring, it is critical, and it's a critical area. So I congratulate you on tackling something that is administratively strategic. Well done. To the entire Chinganga family, I hope you celebrate with Doreen, whether she is your daughter, your sister, your niece, your friend. Ah, Dad over there. I'm waiting for you to ululate for me. Everyone's so quiet. Proud Dad over there, yes. Please, did I forget to tell you, ululate, shout, scream, do what, this is your day. So a very proud daddy over there. So to the entire Chinganga family, congratulations, I salute you. Well done, Doreen. Our next student is Kim here. Oh, sorry, are you hiding from me, Kim? Jeez, is that Betty hiding all the students? Betty, I can't see them then. I introduce to you Kim Merrill Daniels. Kim's project title is Exploring the Transactabilities of the Newly Implemented Forex Platform at First National Bank. You know, I always say, Kim, that Forex is something that is complex. It is extremely complex because, especially with all the laws and all the regulations that surround it. And I thought to myself, when I saw that you did an exploratory study into this, I thought to myself, how did you get permission to do this study? And I really do admire the fact that you're looking at something like transactabilities, which I think is something really critical for the entire process. People are fearful of something like this because it isn't something they are used to. So I think you've tackled something that is really interesting, and you're showing agility in looking at transactabilities. And agility and engagement, which are your two areas, management of people, management of technology, is something really innovative. So I congratulate you on looking at things in a systemic way and certainly looking at tips very well. Thank you and well done. So to the entire Daniels family, I congratulate you. Hello, I see you over there. So I see a very proud family over there and those that have joined us online. Kim, I congratulate you and the entire Daniels family. I think the photographer's shouting at me. Thank you. Are you okay with me now? Be proud. You have made the Daniels name extremely proud. Well done. And if we want Forex, we know where to go. Prof. Klopper and Dr. Katsamba. Congratulations. Our next candidate I present to you today is Jeffrey DeWitt. I would like to make special mention of the fact that Jeffrey has received his qualification cum laude. Jeffrey's project title is The Consequences of an Inadequate Asset Management System on the Self-Service Delivery of a South African Bank. Jeffrey, I want to say to you that self-service delivery is something that the COVID-19 pandemic has shown even more how critical it is. When our country went into lockdown, I think many people and many organizations suddenly saw that their self-service aspects were actually not well catered for. And I certainly think that looking at, in terms of it again, as I said earlier, about inadequate something in an organization is a highly, highly contentious issue. And I always say that the brave souls take on things like inadequacy and ineffectiveness because it's not something that's often smiled upon by somebody in a higher ranking position. So not only do I congratulate you on being a brave soul, but I congratulate you on looking at something like self-service delivery, which is critical in a world that we live in now, where very often we can't get out there and we need it. So I congratulate you on receiving your qualification cum laude. It is no easy feat, and on researching such a critical topic. Well done. As Jeffrey receives his capping from Louise, I say to the DeWitt family, be proud today. It is indeed a remarkable achievement, and to have cum laude on your certificate is wonderful. Well done. Is he under? Is it Yanda? Okay, they weren't sure because you were running a little bit late, so I was just checking you weren't online. Yesterday, one of our students missed his flight. That's why I'm double checking. Okay, so I introduce to you Zianda Dubazana. Congratulations. I knew you weren't Shiraz, so that's why I saw her sitting there. Zianda's project title is Exploring the Abuse of Sick Leave Days in the Debt Review Department at a South African Bank. Zianda, I want to say to you, I saw as the COVID-19 pandemic came about, do you want to get CAPTA ready? Should I talk to you when you're there? Off you go, it's fine. Zianda, I want to say to you that when COVID hit the country, one of the biggest issues that people had was around the abuse of sick leave. Because when somebody had said they'd been exposed to COVID, what do? You know, we were fearful of this virus. It was 10 days isolation. We didn't know what we were dealing with. We saw people around us dying. And I think that in these times, it's become even more critical to look at the abuse of sick leave with people working online, not being in the office. But it is not something that makes people internally happy, and I talk about your own peers. And so when I spoke earlier about being brave to manage upwards, I say you're brave to manage with your peers and colleagues, because I think it is a difficult space to report on things that maybe do not make those at the same level as you happy, because that's where your camaraderie actually comes in and support. So you are indeed a warrior woman, because you've looked at a topic that is really critical. So I say to you and your family, congratulations today. Well done. And as she gets capped, I say to the Dubazana family, I see a happy family member there waving at you. She looks very nervous, I must say. Are you going to turn and smile for that camera? May the Dubazana family celebrate today, and I applaud you all. Congratulations. Oh, now I see Shiraz. I knew that it was not a woman, so I said, that's why I said, I knew I was looking at the wrong person. Shiraz Mohammed is our next candidate. Congratulations. Shiraz's project title is a case study of the problems within the ATM claims refund process. Shiraz, I want to say to you, I have not often seen studies on ATM access and ATM accessibility and anything to do with ATM. Claims refund process is quite a complex process, I understand, in the banks, because it's something that has to also be verified. And so I really think that looking at something so systemically in the way that you did, you looked at the management of people, because it impacts people, and you're dealing with people that are stressed that they don't have their money and it got stolen by the bank. And then on the other side, you're looking at the management of technology, which is something critical, obviously, in the banking sector. And finally, the fact that you looked at it so systemically, I will say to you that I felt it was innovative. So when I look at the true ambit of tips, management of technology, innovation, and people in a systemic way, I really do applaud you. And our council member is actually the head adjudicator, our Senate member is actually the head adjudicator of TT100, which is where we look at this in our organization. And I say to you, well done, congratulations. So to the entire Mohammed family, celebrate with Shiraz today on this remarkable achievement of getting his Bachelor of Commerce degree, and I congratulate you. Our next student I introduce to you is Busisiwe Mnisi. Busisiwe's title is The Impact of Discrepancies in the Information and Security Services Billing Process on Business Units in the First Rand Group. I think that this is something, again, that information and security services is something that is huge at the moment. Us as an education institution, we also have to constantly be looking at it because, again, we're dealing with very critical information and examinations. And I think that this is a critical area of innovative technology research that you've looked at. So I applaud you for looking at the management of technology and innovation in such a systemic way. And many of us are very scared to look at securities because it is extremely complex. So well done on stretching your mind way past the 9 dots and connecting and collecting them. Congratulations. I want to say to the Mnisi family today, may you hold your head up in pride as Busisiwe Yes, please. I'm waiting for my ululation. Yay, thank you. Congratulations to the Mnisi family on this remarkable achievement. Our next candidate up is Mbonasini Henry Ngubese. Project title, A Study of the High Costs of Servicing Auto Teller Machines, ATMs, my favorite topic, in First National Bank self-service. I think that this is something really incredible because many of us do complain around high costs. I'm not going to lie to you. You withdraw your money from the ATM and suddenly there's all these costs involved. But I think this is also more systemic because it's looking not only at the costs that we as consumers see, but you look quite broadly in terms of areas. So I want to say to you that this looked more at the servicing of the high costs of ATMs, and I think that this is something quite incredible that you looked at because many people don't want to focus on what can and can't make money, and we want to cut costs in different ways and do things in different ways. So I think you've been extremely effective in looking at socio-economic areas for your organization and for the people of our country. So I congratulate you on that and on your qualification. Well done. I hope that the Ngubesi family is proud as he gets capped today, but you're very quiet. Are you shy? So I'd like to hear you shouting out. So may you stand with pride alongside the Ngubesi family today as they celebrate this day with you. Okay, nice and tall standing there, John Feck. Okay, so I introduce to you John Feck Nhlapo. His project title is an investigation of the disengaged results from the Group Engagement Employee Survey within Finance Business Solutions at First National Bank. It is indeed a mouthful, but I will say to you that once I read it, I understood that you truly understand the people. And the management of people is something that is critical, because when I spoke earlier today about love, it does come from the fact that this is about the management of people within a work environment and understanding that your greatest asset at an institution is its people. And so I congratulate you in being a man of love and looking at the management of people. Congratulations. So as he gets capped, Louise, you must stand on your tippy toes. No, don't bend down. You must stand nice and tall. Louise must stand on her tippy toes, because to the Nhlapo family today, I want to say, stand tall. You must be as high as a tree and go up. Now, Hlamelani, your name gave me a little bit of issue, so I'm going to pronounce it, and if I don't get it correct, you better correct me. So it is Hlamelani Petunia Okwekwe. Okay, are you giving me that? Thank you so much. Project title, The Implications of the Challenges of the Manual Allocations Process within the Financial Intelligence Center at First National Bank. I want to say that moving technology forward is really important. And I think the fact that you looked at something like manual allocations, which is really a need for advancement, I'm sure, in your own organization in those spaces, for me, is somebody who's at the forefront of trying to manage technology in an organization. And there's a difference when you get a system and you critique it versus you actually trying to engage, develop, and create a system. So I say to you, for your contribution to the management of technology, stretching your mind beyond the 9 blocks given in front of you and going beyond the galaxy, I congratulate you today. Congratulations. To the Okwekwe family, I want to congratulate you as your wonderful woman gets her qualification today. And as she stands, please congratulate her and be proud. Well done. Oh, photo, smile. And then you got another one you have to smile for. Okay. Thank you, Betty. Thank you. So we have awards that go out, and not all groups have candidates in this section. So Yugendri, you've got a very special day today, because I want to say to Yugendri Penta that she not only received her qualification cum laude, but she has also won the Top Achiever Award in the whole cohort for the management of innovation. Congratulations. So that is every single Bachelor of Commerce student that is graduating from Da Vinci this year in May and October. So congratulations. Yes. So I say to you, Gendry, congratulations. Her project title was The Impact of Manual Processes on the Issuance of Guarantees at Rand Merchant Bank. And like I said to you, looking at something, I'll let you smile properly. Looking at something like manual processing, it does have things of the management of technology and the management of innovation, because it requires you to be innovative, to create new things. I always say to people, I don't know why we think innovation has to be inventing an object, because innovation is actually about something new. It's called ideation for a reason. So new processes, new systems, new strategies that are really new and have wonderful ideas are a form of innovation. So I congratulate you on managing technology and innovation in a systemic way and being our cum laude and top achiever. Well done. So I think to the Penta family, you've got a triplicate of celebrations, her qualification, her cum laude, as well as her top achiever award, and I hope she's going to be very spoiled today. Congratulations, Ugendri. Our next graduate today is Lizanne Maxine Philander. Lizanne's topic is exploring poor staff retention within the First National Bank Foreign Exchange Product House. I said earlier about the management of people, Lizanne, and I think the fact that when you look at retention, you actually look at the social aspects of people, because it isn't about, who we're getting and what we have. It is actually saying, why do people leave? What as an organization are we not doing right? What are we not addressing in people? So for the way that you've looked at the management of people, I said earlier, people management is about love and it's about inclusivity. And I congratulate you on caring for the people. So to the Philander family, you certainly have a Queen of Hearts that is graduating today. And I say congratulations to you all. Our next candidate graduating today is Thavandran Pillay. I think the ATMs are big on the agenda this year at First National Bank, because he looked at investigating the reasons for a lack of First National Bank automated teller machine availability in KwaZulu-Natal. I think, Thavandran, I want to say to you, with the issues that happened at in KwaZulu-Natal this year as well, and how families and things have really been affected, the fact that you looked at a region that has really struggled this year, I think is quite incredible. But for me, what your study was about, because obviously it was written before that happened, was about accessibility to the people. People would see this as a managing technology, and I get that, it is managing technology. But you cared enough for the people to say, why are the people of my province not actually getting accessibility to these ATM machines, or the people of that province? And I think that's admirable, because many of you know that people can walk kilometers and kilometers to just get their money from the banks. So I congratulate you on being someone that manages not only technology, but people. Congratulations. So to the entire Pillay family, I congratulate you, and may you and Thavendran celebrate today on his remarkable achievement. Congratulations. Our next student that is coming up is Caleb Ramdeen. Caleb's project title is Exploring the Impact of a Lack of Service Delivery Related to Client-Based Operations within the First National Bank Premium Business Segment Facilities Department. I want to say something about this study, Caleb, because people might think that if you look at a premium bank section, that you're looking at people that are, in a realm where you're not caring about the poor, you're not doing that, etc. I want to say to you that what people don't understand is that is the segment that employs people. That is the segment that gives jobs to people. And so I appreciated the fact that you looked at this base and you looked at people within this category on delivery, service delivery, because if they are happy and they are happy with their investments and are able to actually deliver things like salaries and services as well, I think it's a critical area. We often look at the certain LSM levels and say, you know, why are we doing research? How's that going to give us a return on investment? It is because they're drivers of socioeconomic circumstances of others as well. So I congratulate you on looking at this topic and say well done to you. And obviously, as a bank, every single client is important, but I'm trying to look at the return on investment from a societal as well as a socioeconomic perspective when I read your studies. So I say to Caleb Ramdeen and the Ramdeen family, a huge congratulations. I see you must smile there at the back. Lots of pride for you over there. Congratulations. Our next candidate up for graduation today is Kugila Reddy. Kugila's project title is an investigation of First National Bank readiness for the debit check system and its impact on the collections environment. I said to you that systems are innovations, and I'm saying to you again today that if you can actually innovate a system and make sure that it's ready prior to implementation to run smoothly, that is managing both technology and innovation at the same time. And it's systemic because it's looking at the whole ecosystem and actually saying, if it's ready, that means people are going to be able to utilize it more. So you actually did look at the management of technology, innovation, and people in a systemic way. And when people read your title, they may not see that. But I can promise you when I did, I saw the entire circle. So I congratulate you and the entire Reddy family today. Congratulations. So I hope as she gets her qualification, the Reddy family stands in pride at this remarkable achievement and this really valuable research. Congratulations. This is quite a clever bunch. Our next candidate up is Ashik Sarup. I want to mention that Ashik has received his qualification cum laude. His project title is the inadequate and non-standardized project delivery methodology and processes within the customer department at First National Bank. I want to say that project management, people always think is an easy area. It is extremely complex, and it can make or break an organization and a department and a unit. And I think do it in an customer section is even more complex because there's a lot of areas that you have to consider. So I want to say to you that I think you looked at project management extremely holistically. So when we speak about tips, we often speak about the ecosystem. And that's about that the sum of the whole makes up the parts, and there's all different aspects for this. I found your study to be quite incredible in looking at various aspects of the ecosystemic perspective. And so I congratulate you on being a person who knows how to manage technology, innovation, and people. Well done. To the Sarup family, I hope you will celebrate not only his achievement of getting his qualification, but I don't think many can say that getting a qualification cum laude is easy. It is extremely difficult, so well done. Our next candidate up is Sizakele Winile Shongwe. I see someone's proud of their baby. So I say, Sizakele, project title, The Impact of Inefficient Credit Training in the Credit Department at First National Bank. So your study impacted me for two reasons. I think we all know where we're at with credit in this country currently with the hardships that people face. So to look at something like inefficient credit training, I think you're doing something quite remarkable for society. Because what you're saying is that the people that are servicing people that are highly stressed because they are perhaps in a lot of debt are not being properly trained. And at some level, you are a counselor when you have to tell people about their debt and their credit. So I want to say to you that you took the management of people to the next level by looking at something so critical like credit training, which we all know that bad debt that people have, or those areas that people have, it's got impact. So I want to say to you that you are the Princess of Hearts, because I've already awarded someone the Queen of Hearts. So the Princess of Hearts today, and the reason for that is because you really care about the people. So congratulations. Says Akele, your study impacts, and I want you to know this, which is why I focused on the external people. It focuses internally and externally, because when you train internally, you shift the external reality for others. So for co-creating a reality of love, I congratulate you, Sizakile, and the entire Shongwe family. Congratulations. So that is our last graduate of today. The procession may be seated. I want to thank First National Bank again, but I want to now applaud each and every one of you. You are no longer students, you are now alumnus. Congratulations. So we're now going to have some words of wisdom from Dr. Philemon Chitagu, who's joining us from Zimbabwe. So it will be on the screens behind you and in the front, but you will be able to hear because we'll put it loudly so you don't have to turn around. He's just greeting and talking to you. He's a Human Resources and Administrative Director at Schweppes, Zimbabwe. He's also one of our Da Vinci alumnus, and so we're extremely proud of him. And he's also an MG, I have to read it because I can't ever get his letters right, the MGSCC USA trained executive and team coach. He's a holder of an MBA degree and a DBA degree, and so he's someone who has 2 doctorates. His second one is actually one of our students. As I've said, he got it from the Da Vinci Institute, and he looked at transformative leadership from a bonding culture perspective. Myself and Prof. Klopper were both in his defense, and he really does care about the people as well, and that's why today's discussion is so focused around people as well. He is somebody he's the founder of Triggers Human Capital Consultants. This is a company that actually looks at organizational transformation, performance management, change management, and again, really caring for the people. Dr. Chitago is serving as an immediate and a past president of the Institute of People Management of Zimbabwe. He's a Gallup certified coach, a global coach. He's an author. He's published 2 books in the field of human resource management, or the management of people. His one is called Inside the HR Cockpit, and the other one is Human Resources Mojo. The CDH of leadership is on its way, he always says, and he's someone, he presents papers both locally and internationally. He's a board member and sits on multiple boards, and when you see the type of boards he sits on, you'll understand why I say he's a man of the people, because he actually sits on the Zimbabwe's Prison and Correctional Services Board because he believes in the transformation of people. He sits on the Institute of People Management of Zimbabwe, the Suryadata Group of Universities, which is in the Republic of India, the World HRD Congress, the Tripartite Labour Law Advisory Council, which is through the Ministry of Labour in Zimbabwe, the Labour Committee Employers Confederation of Zimbabwe, and he sits on the Africa HR Board of Directors and Bunduri University of Science Education Council. He runs coaching programs for students, graduates, and newly appointed people all over the world, but his philosophy is all about developing people. So when I tell you he's a man of love of the people, he truly is. Dr. Chitago, thank you so much for joining us from Zimbabwe, and I now introduce to your guest speaker today, Dr. Philemon Chitago.
Director of Ceremonies, Board of Directors, the Da Vinci Chairperson, the Da Vinci staff, Council and Senate, invited guests, and the amazing 2021 graduates. Before I start, I would like to thank all the Da Vinci lecturers for working hard through this difficult pandemic environment. A round of applause to them. Congratulations, you've done it. All the hard work is finally paid off, and we are all ready to take the next big step in life beyond this graduation. I was lucky enough to be chosen to speak today before all of you and reflect on our institute journey. It would be extraordinary. Extraordinary is defined as never done or known before, And I'm sure all of you have heard this word countless times over the last year, being normalized into a word that correlates directly with the COVID-19 pandemic. But here my intention is to connect this word with all of you. You are extraordinary. You are a group of graduates that have done something never known before because of the pandemic. You see, all of us have had a roller coaster ride from long paradigms to distance learning, masked classes, to countless pending Google Classroom assignments and numerous other things. Even at the workplace, words such as remote working, field spaces, and we've noted companies implementing hybrid working arrangements to minimize the spread of the virus. All of our crazy roller coaster rides have been extraordinary, never seen before in the history of education, let alone at the Da Vinci Institute, because, let us be honest, every batch that graduates from the Da Vinci Institute is a special one. Living in such extraordinary times made us cherish the small yet important aspects in life. Most importantly, we formed relationships with the people we love, people we care about, people that went on this crazy journey along with us, yet being stressed out over countless deadlines and mock exams. Extraordinary. We've now learned how to foster relationships through these tough times, quite literally finding the meaning behind the saying, through thick and thin, even at much older age. Extraordinary. We were thrown into this thunderstorm of uncertainty and irregularities throughout the year, but we fought through it through ways we could have never imagined. Extraordinary. Learning from these experiences, I'm sure all of us will remember the families of friends we created amongst ourselves that we looked out for each other at every step of the way. Now, looking at the unfolding purpose of our life, Coco Chanel said at some point in time, nature gives you the face you have at 20, life shapes the face you have at 30, but at 50 you get the face you deserve. What Coco was saying is that life has a tendency of unfolding as years pass by. Whilst one cannot choose the background, especially their early stages in life, reality is that as we become adults, life takes the shape that is directly proportional to the choices we will make as the life begins to shape us. By the time we reach the age of 50, how we look is no longer an issue of our background, but a result of how we would have lived our lives from the time we became adults. As we celebrate your achievements today, I just want to encourage you that life is in this process of unfolding as days go by. Let me say to you that in the unfolding process, it is critical not today's achievements, but holistic, continuous personal development in order to meet the challenges which we will face in the unfolding of our lives. The importance of continuous development is aptly revealed in the short story by Jim Rohn, who became an amazing inspirational leader in his story, The Miracle of Personal Development. And the story goes, one day Mr. Schoff said to Jim, soon after he started working, Jim, if you want to be wealthy and happy, learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Since that time, I've been working on my own personal development. And I must admit that this has been the most challenging assignment of all. This business of personal development lasts a lifetime. You see, what you become is far more important than what you get. The important question to ask on the job is not what am I getting? Instead, you should ask, what am I becoming? Getting and becoming are like Siamese twins. What you become directly influences what you get. Think of it this way, graduates. Most of what you have today, you have attracted by becoming the person you are today. I have also found that income rarely exceeds personal development. Sometimes income takes a luck jump, but unless you learn to handle the responsibilities that come with it, it will usually shrink back to the amount you can handle. If someone hands you $1 million, you would better hurry up and become a millionaire. A very rich man once said, if you take all the money in the world and divide it equally among everybody, it would soon be back in the same pockets it was before. It is hard to keep that which has not been obtained through personal development. Innovation is part of personal development. Think differently and break all boundaries. As Da Vinci alumni, there is need to always challenge the status quo in your environment and bring out new innovations. So here's the great axiom of life. To have more than you have got, become more than you are. This is where you should focus most of your attention. Otherwise, you just might have to contend with the axiom of not changing, which is, unless you change how you are, you will always have what you have got. Graduates, my encouragement therefore, don't make today a day that you put a full stop in terms of personal development. There are many more areas of personal development ahead of you, given that there are more challenges we are facing currently, which require your collective mindsets. The whole world is operating in a pandemic environment. Other countries are also facing multiple of natural disasters like wildfires, earthquakes, floods, typhoons, just to mention but a few. All these disasters require innovative ideas so that adequate measures are taken to minimize damage. This is where, as Da Vincians, play critical roles in shaping the new world order. If there is one sentiment I want you to take away from this speech, you are all capable of taking on any obstacle that may lie in your life in any country in the world at any time of the year. You have all faced a challenging college experience that has never happened before, and you overcame it, made it worthwhile, something that I would like to call extraordinary. Despite insurmountable challenges, graduates, we and likely to face even in the future, we should never forget the spirit of Ubuntu and communalism. I am because we are. This is key for sustaining our cultural practices and sustenance of systems. If you forget everything that has been said, please remember the four worlds and the significance as you think about the integral approach to learning. The world of work requires maverick thinkers, and you are among such thinkers. Even though there are various learning models, the Da Vinci integral methods puts lots of emphasis on innovation. Without innovation, the world would be doomed today. We are able to connect globally due to innovation. The future depends on how much investment has been made in technology. I therefore challenge you all, as you put on your learning caps, to always reflect on current and future challenges, then bring innovative ideas to the world of work and the community. As I conclude, I encourage you all to be good ambassadors of the Da Vinci Institute. Congratulations. Siyakuhalalisela amhlophe. I thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Chikadu. And I want to say on a personal note, first of all, thank you for donning your red coat today. I think that was really a special touch. And then those of you that do online, you'll know, I mean, people always say they know when I'm hosting something and suddenly my camera goes off and I'm on mute, that I'm shouting at my son who's 5 years old. And Dr. Chikadu never even blinked his eyes with his children in the background and playing. So I say, as an online person, I'm very impressed, Dr. Chikadu, and thank you for joining us from Zimbabwe today. We wish you could have been here, but we understand that you weren't able to. So thank you very much, and I'm sure he has inspired many of you. But I want to say something really important about what he said, and that's about this concept of getting and becoming. I think it was a beautiful message that he's giving, because what he's saying is that we won't get until we become. And I mean, we often speak about this way of I am becoming. And what I like about a word like becoming is you're still in evolution. And it recognizes that each and every single one of us is continually growing. While we're alive, we have the ability to grow and transform. And there are things about ourselves and our lives that we still have the opportunity to change. It doesn't matter, they say when you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all those things, but I've seen incredible evolution in people. I've seen people in their 90s graduating from qualifications. We had our own graduate at 86, Dr. Lorraine Loebscher, who graduated from a PhD at 86 years old. The reality is that the evolution of a person can continually be in a process as long as you are willing to see yourself as someone who is becoming. And what I liked about the getting part is if you're continually becoming, that means you are growing, you are changing, you're improving, and that is when you will get things. And all of us do want to get things. And he used my thing because he knows I love it, and that is about Ubuntu. Because the reason I love Ubuntu so much is that whole concept of I am because we are. But the way that I like to frame it at Da Vinci is actually connected to our purple cow. So I know that you know that the purple cow of remarkability is linked to the American author Seth Godin, who said that when you sit amongst your peers, I'm going to have to do something about this thing, Johan, and because I keep bashing it. So I think you better give me a Michael Jackson mic. The one thing that I want to say is that when you sit amongst your peers, you are all brilliant sitting here today, every single one of you. So how do you become the purple cow that stands out of your remarkable herd of people? And I think that's what people don't understand. If you align yourself with somebody who hasn't reached your level of becoming, and then you say, wow, I'm great, that's not great. That's being quite autocratic. That's not being someone who's becoming. Becoming is someone who says, I stand amongst people at the same shoulder as myself, and I do something that makes me stand out of the crowd and people to remark about me. Now, that's the view of Seth Godin on the purple cow. But at Da Vinci, we focus on the African way of a cow. And so if I ask you, in African culture, if you've got a huge herd of cow or cattle, what does that denote or signify that you are? Rich, wealth, okay? So the idea of it for us is that we want you to get wealth for yourselves, for your loved ones and your family. And I don't speak about wealth obviously only as money. It's wealth of education, wealth of health, wealth of love, all facets of wealth. However, we are saying Ubuntu. I am because we are. So you see someone's reminding me it's 10 o'clock. I know the Samsung alarm sound. I am because we are, and what I'm saying about that is generate and create wealth for self, but think of other. Think of the communities, your communities, that you now have the power to impact on. Your work communities, your home communities, your religious communities, your heritage communities, whichever communities are important to you. Never forget that I am because we are. We're a collective. So thank you to Dr. Chikadu, and thank you for joining us online and donning your red cape and making it really a special day for our graduates. And now it's my pleasure to be able to close off the ceremony, and how I'm going to do this is a little bit different. So the first thing is we like to serenade our graduates with opera, but unfortunately because of COVID, we have to do it recorded. So our opera singers are going to sing God Bless Africa in dedication to each and every one of you and your families today. So I say to Trenton, Mareka, Annaline, Doreen, Kim, Jeffrey, Zianda, Shiraz, Busisiwe, Mbonasini, Yanfek, Tlamalani, Ugendri, Lazon, Thavendran, Caleb, Kohila, Ashik, and Sizakele. Congratulations on becoming Da Vinci alumnus. I would like to now call on Dr. Zingai Katsamba to formally dissolve the legal gathering before I do the closing. Dr. Katsamba.
As a member of the Da Vinci Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute of Technology Management. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Katsamba. So it's always my pride and joy to be able to be a program director at graduation, because I love it so much, because it is the absolute pinnacle of what you've achieved. So I know today I've told you all about giving to others and being and becoming, and I want that for you, and I want that for our society, because you're the people that will change it. But right now, I just want to speak about you and how proud I am to see you sitting in front of me as new Da Vinci alumnus, and those people that will mean that Da Vinci will carry on for generations to come. Because every time you do something, and we know you have a Da Vinci qualification, you are doing something for us as well. So you are practicing Ubuntu to our institution, because it is because of you that we are. And I say to you today, thank you for investing your time, your energy, your beautiful and remarkable selves in becoming a star in our galaxy. So I told you that our symbol at the moment and what we've been evolving is something called the Da Vinci Galaxy. So I will start off by saying, and I can't get my voice quite deep enough, in a galaxy far, far away, amongst the gas, gravity, and dust of the beings that have previously been, sits a beautiful galaxy, and that is called the Da Vinci Galaxy. And what we say at the Da Vinci Galaxy, you will see I put up one of our constellations twinkling for you on the screen, and your family members at home can also see it. We have taken symbols of our institute, things like the remarkable cow that we've drawn as a lion cow, that's our own design of it. You will see in other imagery in your programs that we've got things like, for example, the TIPS framework, the shell of it. We've got the 9 dots, which I have no doubt you did when you started here, and were told by Prof. Anderson to stretch your mind in your onboarding sessions. that forms a kite. We've got that. Those are the symbols of our constellation. And as we grow and evolve, we add more constellations. But the brilliance of our constellations, of our galaxy, are the stars that make up this galaxy. And that is each and every one of you today, here, now, that forms part of the galaxy. So I challenge you to form your own constellation. Your constellation will not look the same as ours because it will be your unique contribution and footprint to this world. And I say to you today that whether your feet land themselves, everyone wanted to be in the beach yesterday, so I'll ask you, where would you love your feet to be right now? I say in bed, actually, not necessarily on a beach. So where would you like your feet? We do mode 2 here, you know that, you can shout out. Where would you like your feet to be? I see you saying on a beach for sure. Yes, I thought so. Hey? Beach, I say water. I want my feet to be nice, cool, running water. Dr. Katsamba, where would you like your feet to land? Oh, a waterfall. It doesn't matter, guys, whether your feet are on dusty roads because you're doing something there, contributing to communities, whether they're high up on the highest mountain, whether they are, whatever you're doing, whether they're in beautiful oceans or in times of trouble, know one thing. It doesn't matter where your feet land because we all look up at the same night sky. So today I want to tell you that Da Vinci will always be your home of remarkability. It will always be your academic home. We are open 7 days a week and our doors are open and we have Wi-Fi. So feel free if you want to come home anytime you want. You are welcome here as an alumnus of the Institute any day you want to connect and collect with us. I want to know about your achievements. We want to profile your promotions, your happiness in your life, the things that are happening. So please stay in touch with us. We send out a newsletter and we ask people to please email us about anything that's happening in their life. If you get other qualifications, things happen, you evolve, you move, you have different positions. Stay connected and collected. Join us on our social media pages. Join our events. But most importantly, I want to remind you that you are a shining star. Never forget that the darkest nights make the brightest stars. And so I'm telling you today, you walked through the valley of darkness to get here today. It wasn't easy. You are working adults, you have commitments, you have families, you have job stresses, children, money stresses, things that, 9-year-olds don't worry about. So what I'm saying to each and every one of you today is that we see you becoming today, and we want you to get, and we want you to share back with us. And I say to you that your shining star will never dim because you were able to say, I am because we are, and as much as you wanted to give up, you didn't. And so the last thing I want to share with you is about this thing at Da Vinci where we speak of duality and we say, the light and the shadow, and you should embrace both. Today I'm telling you that every single human being is made up of both light and shadow. Shadow is that thing behind you that you sometimes just don't want to know about yourself, or you sometimes actually don't want others to know about you, or it's something you fear. Do not ever shrink in that, because it is both your light and your darkness that make you who you are. You may have had a terrible childhood. You may have lived through a horrendously traumatic experience. You may have lost a child. You may have lost something else. You may have found something and later seen it wasn't for you. Do not ever be ashamed of your shadow because it is making you who you are. It is your becoming. So embrace your light and your shadow to be a holistic human being. You are a remarkable Da Vinci star. So I am now going to ask my academic procession to stand, and I'm going to ask them to give you a standing ovation as we welcome Trenton, Mareka, Annaline, Doreen, Kim, Jeffrey, Zianda, Shiraz, Busisiwe, Mbonasini, Yanfik, Hlamalalani, I'm getting it wrong every time, so I'm going to say Hlamalani, sorry about that, Ugendri, Lazan, Thavandran, Caleb, Kohila, Ashik, and Sizakele as the new Da Vinci stars. We salute you. The academic procession can remain standing, and so can everybody else, because we are now going to sing the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa in recognition of your qualification, which is registered and accredited in South Africa. But our students fly high in the sky in many countries of the world, so we look forward to seeing where your feet land and the night sky that you look up to. Congratulations. Please give yourselves a huge round of applause. I am now going to invite you to join us outside for some snacks and some enjoyment with your family and friends and colleagues. And what I will also say is that outside we do have a little spot where you can take photos, and you do get your formal ones, but from my team, the photographers there, your program convener will email you and you can download them. So if you want the academic procession to be in an individual photo with you and your loved one that has joined you today, you are welcome to do so outside. We will keep our masks on so you can take yours off. I ask you to first please remain standing as the academic procession leaves to Gaudiamus.